you can sneak in about 1 minute of that brand new Christmas one from Carlin XP. Maybe just about 1.5 minutes. Let's go.
One and only station.
DBS Radio. DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: one man is dead following a motorcycle accident in Granby last night. Meantime, police are conducting investigations into the Christmas Eve shooting in Bath Estate, which left one man dead. Barbadians being urged to practice good hygiene as a respiratory illness causes deaths. And on the international scene, the United States has launched deadly strikes against the Islamic State in Nigeria. Good morning, I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Some ice in your cup, tell your friends in cup. You know that we live in. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones, ginger wine. The original ginger wine. We drinking a legacy. Stones, ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods, Inc.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe, 20.5 gas cylinder. Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe, Petro Caribe.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Turbo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
DBS DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, police are investigating a motorcycle accident which has left one man from Grand Bay dead. The incident happened last night in Lally, Grand Bay. The rider died from his injuries sustained. Well, DBS News will have some more information on that accident in another newscast. Meantime, police are also reporting the shooting death of 29-year-old J.V. Mason of St. Joseph, who resided at Shawford. The police say the incident occurred at Upper Bath Estate on Wednesday afternoon. Mason was transported to the accident and emergency department of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, where he was examined and pronounced dead. Police say investigations into the matter are still ongoing. Chairman of the Police Welfare Association, David Andrew Jr., says successful salary negotiations with government was a highlight of the association, or for the association, in 2025. Mr. Andrew says a 5% increase and another increase next year, plus a risk allowance, were all negotiated this year.
I think we made some strides as it relates to salary negotiations. We received the 5% increase as promised by government, and we are expected to receive 3% by July 2026. We also received the $250 risk allowance for our members, and our members are quite satisfied. Also, we are happy that our work has recommenced at the St. Joseph police station. We always believe that it's better to have all the men housed in one station. You can be effective and coordinate your duties better. And we are also looking forward in the next year for the recommencing of the Cassibus police station. Also, the PWA has also engaged the federation regionally. There's a few years that we have not been part of the federation, but this year we went to 2 of the meetings. The whole position we want to position ourselves is that we can have a greater regional response as it relates to the welfare, not only in Dominica, but the other member states. Even looking at what just happened in Jamaica, where we had Hurricane Melissa, which ravaged the country. The regional response committee was set up, and I am the one which will head the committee to provide that response to our members as it relates to the impact of natural disasters on our members.
And that's the chairman of the Police Welfare Association, David Andrew Jr. Fire Chief Wayne Later says 2025 was a year of transition, progress and resilience for the Dominica Fire and Ambulance Services. Well, this later described this year as a year of mixed fortunes, backed by leadership change, operational challenges and notable achievements within the fire service.
Yes, well, the year 2025 was, a challenging year for the fire and ambulance services, but I would say it was a year of mixed fortune. And I could say from the onset that in 2025 we started with a new fire chief at the helm, and that's me. And that is as a result of the former chief, Mr. Josiah Dupe, retiring from active service at the end of 2024. But all in all, the year was a mix, as I said earlier, it was a mixed fortune. So one of the highlights of the year, I can say early on in March, was the hosting of the inaugural conference for women in service. And this is something that was done by the Institute of Fire Engineers for the Caribbean and South America. And that inaugural conference was held in Dominica for women in service. And the women in service that we are talking about, it's fire service, police, the customs, army, Coast Guard, military within the Caribbean. So we had women from all over the Caribbean coming into Dominica for that conference in March of 2025. And it was very good, and from all recounts from the persons who attended, that conference was very well appreciated. They were really engaged, and they really got a better sense of what it is for women who are actually working in those services.
And as the fire chief Wayne later, the chief also praised the dedication of the officers throughout the year, crediting them for maintaining service delivery under difficult circumstances.
I would want to, at this moment, thank all fire officers because for the year 2025, our existence depended on them. Our product delivery, all that depended on them, and they have worked well. We want to tell them thank you very much for their endurance throughout the year. And one of the things that was said at one of the meetings, they see resilience in the fire officers, and we appreciate that a lot. We want to continue working together that we can develop the fire service and the nation on a whole. So at this time, let me say compliments of the season to all fire officers as we enjoy the end of the season, enjoy our family, and enjoy Dominica on a whole. Thank you very much also for citizens of Dominica who have cooperated with us throughout the year and give us support. The simple calls that they have been making into the different stations, that goes a long, long way. So we want to, as Dominicans, to keep strong with us and continue to support us as we continue to work for them and to bring better service delivery in the future.
Fire Chief Wayne later. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the government of Dominica has sought clarification from the United States authorities regarding compliance regulations about the island's citizenship by investment program.
On the question of compliance, the government of Dominica is confident that the far-reaching legislative and regulatory reforms enacted on 14 October 2025 directly address the issues referenced in the proclamation, including residency, due diligence, transparency, and enforcement. However, in the interest of partnership and clarity, the government has formally sought confirmation from U.S. authorities on whether these measures fully satisfy the conditions outlined and whether any additional actions are required. Dominica values a strong and long-standing relationship with the United States, including close cooperation in maritime security, law enforcement, and regional stability. We remain fully committed to cooperation, transparency, and shared security objectives. The government will continue its engagement with the U.S. Embassy in Bridgetown and the State Department in Washington with the goal of resolving this matter constructively and reversing all restrictions affecting Dominican nationals. I assure the public that the government is acting decisively, responsibly, and in the best interests of Dominican citizens.
And that was Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. A Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, Marva Williams, says 2025 was a successful year for the institution. She says record numbers of patrons arrived in Dominica in February for Carnival and October for the Independence and World Korea Music Festival.
If we go back to the start of the year and we remember our celebration of Carnival. Carnival was an excellent year for us, not just in terms of saying that, but in terms of the celebration of Bouillon, which continues to have its moments and which was a major highlight for Dominica's Carnival. We saw a lot more people coming into Dominica for the celebration of the Carnival. We saw a lot more impressions coming from events like Sunrise and a lot of the fringe events and even Carnival Monday and Tuesday. I mean, Juve was amazing and that was shown in the increase in arrivals for Dominica's Carnival. Jazz and Creole is an event which is on the rise. It is coming strong. We have some improvements to make as it relates to the whole Jazz and Creole offering, but the important thing is we continue to see our numbers rising. And then the department implemented the World Korea Music Festival. I mean, that was the biggest festival ever implemented in the history of the 25 years, biggest in terms of investment and all that. And we saw the numbers in terms of attendees. We reported over 42,000 attendees across the 3 nights. And for the month of October, we had near 15,000 stayover arrivals for the month of October. So it's been a good year for events tourism, in terms of contributing to the stayover arrivals and of course the overall economy of Dominica.
And that was the Chief Executive Officer of the Discover Dominica Authority, Marva Williams. Well, let's head into news from the region this morning as officials in Barbados are warning the public about a recent increase in respiratory infections that has tragically led to 2 fatalities this month. Data from the Ministry of Health and Wellness indicates that these illnesses are primarily affecting adults, with several individuals requiring hospitalization during the first half of December. To combat the spread, authorities are advocating for strict hygiene measures such as frequent hand washing and proper cough etiquette. Citizens are particularly encouraged to exercise caution when visiting vulnerable populations, including the elderly, to prevent further transmission. Although health experts note that this seasonal rise is typical, the current mortality rate has prompted a heightened call for community vigilance. And on the international scene, well, the U.S. President Donald Trump has said that the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against the Islamic State IS group in northwestern Nigeria. The U.S. leader described IS as a terrorist scum, accusing the group of targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. Trump said the U.S. military executed numerous perfect strikes, while the U.S. Africa Command, that's AFRICOM, later reported that Thursday's attack was carried out in coordination with Nigeria in the Sokoto state. Nigerian Foreign Minister Yusuf Matema Tuga told the BBC it is a joint operation, or was a joint operation, targeting terrorists, and it has nothing to do with a particular religion. But that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. 1 man is dead following a motorcycle accident in Granby last night. Meantime, police are conducting investigations into the Christmas Eve shooting in Bath Estate, which left 1 man dead. Barbadians are being urged to practice good hygiene as respiratory illnesses cause deaths. And on the international scene, the U.S. launches deadly strikes against the Islamic State in Nigeria. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that is greatness. Some ice in your cup to your friends in cup. You know that we live in. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking a legacy. Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep.
How much you pay?
Only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Turbo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports Report, as we are just about 24 hours away from a major boxing event at the Massac Indoor Facility. Of course, it's boxing for a cause as we look to raise funds to help 14-year-old Tahir Tyson with his medical expenses. The young boxer, of course, battling the dreaded cancer. And we're joining live on the line this morning, Job Joseph, president of the Dominica Boxing Association. Job, good morning. Welcome, of course, our season's greetings.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes, how are you, Job? And what can you tell us about the upcoming event tomorrow?
Well, I'm doing good, I'm fine for the morning. Praise Yahweh, the Most High. Yeah, well, as we know, we have our young boxer, Tayo, who boxing out of the ring for his life. And tomorrow night, we're going to have some fights in the ring to help him fight. So we are fighting that cancer together with him. So tomorrow night, yes, we'll have Dominican boxers versus the U.S. We'll have free matchup from the U.S. with Dominican fighters. And then we'll have local boxers also fighting. So we would like the Dominican public to come out in big, big numbers and support Tayo fight that fight. Together, I know we can do it. And I know Dominicans have been very faithful to the Boxing Association. They always show up when there is boxing. And seeing that we're fighting for a bigger cause, I think that they will come on board and even help us to fight that fight in a larger number.
All right, Job. So we're looking at a possible 7 o'clock start tomorrow at the Massac Indoor Facility?
Not a possible. We start at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Everything is in place.
All right, everything is in place. I did notice the ring, was being constructed yesterday.
Yeah, the ring is up. The stage is up. And we're just waiting for tomorrow night to have this event to help Tayo fight his fight out of the ring.
And Job, of course, you mentioned that it's a fundraiser, and in previous interviews you did mention that there's actually no established fee at the gate and that you're wanting our patrons to give generously.
Yeah, there will be no fee given at the door, but we are saying that if the public can come and give generously, we could probably think of putting something that will help, because as we told you before in interviews, that the fee or the price you have to pay for this medication is very, very expensive. Over $85,000 US has been spent already, and we're looking to spend more than that according to what was told to him or told to his parents. So every cent will count. So when we say give generously, we mean give generously.
Job, let me ask you, what about the spirits of young Tyson? I mean, how has he been recently? I know he is back from Trinidad, where he was receiving further attention.
Well, Tayo, if all of us have his spirit, I think we'll pull it through, because he called me and told me, Coach, you know something? I have more faith than fear, you know, and with that type of spirit and that positive nature of him, I think nothing is impossible. Anything we can go through. And Yahweh is in control of everything, so at the end of the day, Yahweh is in charge, and we'll just accept everything he asks and everything he do, because he is in full charge.
All right, Job, and what would you want to say, of course, to the boxers who will be participating in tomorrow's event? I know it's Christmas time, it's family time. A lot of the boxers, especially those from the United States who would have left their families to come down here to be part of this big fundraising drive for the Boxing Association. So what would you want to say to that?
Well, first of all, I'm very, very happy. And I'm happy that when I call them that they accept, because as I said the other time, this is their time to stay with their families, and they are leaving it to come and help Tyson. Not only showing that as boxing, we are a boxing family, and we try our best to help each one. Matter of fact, the 3-time world champion will be in Dominica also, just for that event, and he's coming just to support, not just for the boxing, but to support the whole event, to ensure that we get some money at the gate so we can help Tayo fight his fight. So I want to thank them for taking that call and coming to support us in helping Tayo. I also want to thank the boxers in Dominica. Some of them had to be out of Ireland, but they stayed. Some travel, and some of those who had to travel, they stayed just to ensure that this fight take place, so we can give a helping hand to help young Tyson fight his fight out of the ring. Because, you know, this opponent he's fighting is a very, very strong opponent. And together, we need to fight together with him so he can fight that fight, you know. If we stand together, united, we will beat it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Job, for joining us live this morning on the news. Of course, we'll hear from you most likely again tomorrow as we continue to encourage people to come down in numbers to the Massac Indoor facility as we help Tahir Tyson with that fight against cancer. Thank you very much, Job.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
All right, and that was president of the Dominica Boxing Association, Job Joseph. And like we said, it's an important day tomorrow evening. Of course, we want to come out in our numbers, give generously as well to young Tahir Tyson. He's just 14 years of age. And I know we're in the middle of Christmas, so we're still in the giving mode. And I know Dominicans are giving people. And I like to encourage you, of course, to come out and help support a worthy cause. Well, let's move on with the morning sports. 20 wickets on the opening day of the 4th Ashes Test. That's the Boxing Day Test with Australia and England. And it's Australia with the edge after the end of day 1. Well, England won the toss, opted to bowl first. Australia, they were bowled out for 152. Michael Nessa got 35. Josh Tongue picked up 5 for 45. And Gus Atkinson, 2 for 28 for England. England, of course, in reply, were bowled out for 110. Harry Brook got 41. Michael Nessa, he picked up 4 for 45. Scott Boland, 3 for 30. And Mitchell Stark, 2 for 23. The Australians batting a second time. 4 without loss, so that's a lead of 46 runs. A quick recap of the day 1 scores. Australia 152 all out. England 110 all out. And then Australia 4 without loss. Australia leading by 46 runs as we head into day 2. And of course, a play is set to begin at 7:30 tonight, Caribbean time. But what an amazing first day with 20 wickets of falling on that first day as the fast bowlers really enjoyed some good pitches on the surface. In some more sports, well, Cricket West Indies Chief Executive Officer Chris Darren says Cricket West Indies is actively looking for the next available window to stage the Emerging Players Tournament. The tournament, which targets the up-and-coming players, was slated for January in Trinidad, but Darren says that the tournament has been shifted due to logistical issues.
Well, that is not going to be happening. It's going to be happening. It's just we have to find the right window. We were, quite frankly, trying to force fit it into January, but it just was not the right time. It's become an extremely chaotic calendar. And between the Under-19 World Cup and our own T20 World Cup in India in February and an Afghanistan tour, we decided it's just not the best window, even though that was the only kind of window immediately available. Try and play it later on down the year in a more appropriate time slot. When you're going to have more players available that you want to put through that ringer, it don't make sense to play it and waste resources with resources that you don't have to waste. When you can deploy those resources elsewhere in preparation for an Under-19 World Cup, in preparation for a T20 World Cup, and so on.
And that's, of course, Cricket West Indies Chief Executive Officer Chris Daring taking us to the end of the DBS Morning News and Sports. Of course, our next news package will be tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. On behalf of the entire news and sports department, our links person, DJ Hello Boy, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning and wishing everyone a Merry Christmas.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
7:31 in the morning time, live on your nation station, DBS Radio. It's time to bring you this morning's edition of the Weather Report, powered up by our wonderful friends at Big Edge and Flow.
Make weather information a part of your daily life. Listen to the Weather Report after the morning news and at 1:10 p.m. daily on DBS Radio. A message from the Dominica Meteorological Service, your trusted source for weather information.
You've got the edge over your circumstances. Many times there'll be trials to face. At least when it comes to your waning finances, you've got the edge. Help is coming your way. You've got Big Edge for those days when you're running low. Big Edge is the place to go. Big Edge, the cash can be in your hand with the easiest payment plan.
This Christmas, Flow's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
And this morning's weather reports, of course, the information coming in from the Met Office is as follows. The synopsis: a ridge pattern is the dominant feature. The forecast for today and tonight: fair to occasionally cloudy with a few brief showers. The winds northeast to east-northeast at 10 to 20 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Sea conditions slight to moderate. The waves 1 to 2 meters or 3 to 7 feet. A high surf advisory remains in effect. The sun will set at 5:43 p.m. The next low tide is at 2 p.m. The next high tides are at 7:58 this morning and 8:01 tonight. Here is the outlook for Dominica and the rest of the Lesser Antilles. A weak surface ridge pattern together with a relatively dry atmosphere will dominate weather conditions during the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, a trough located just east of the Lesser Antilles will support generally light winds across the area. However, shallow cloud patches are likely to produce occasionally cloudy skies with a few showers across the island